Hey guys, I know it's late, and I know it's getting this video is a little late, but understand I've had a really, really rough week. I don't know if you could hear it in my voice. My throat's been kind of on and off, sore, phlegming. It's just, I don't know, it's probably allergy. But I'm still working on things that are best to do for anxiety sufferers when you're having an anxiety attack yourself. But I want to talk to you guys about what happens when someone you love is having an anxiety attack. First things first, you need to establish whether or not they need to be left alone. Another thing is whether they should be left alone, because, if a loved one has had the tendency to hurt themselves during an anxiety attack, you should probably be on standby, but do gauge the space they need. Ask right out, is it okay to hold your hand? Is it okay to hug you? Is it okay to touch you in any way? And if they say no, it's fucking no. Just take a few steps back. Just use words. Don't bring up your own shit. I know it's, a lot of times it's a tendency to kind of be I know exactly how you're feeling, I go through stuff like this all the time. Honestly, even if you do suffer anxiety as well, you don't know how they're feeling. They know how they're feeling. You may feel things like that on a totally different level. And as much as you want to sympathize and let them know they're not alone, it's not exactly going to do much good. One thing you should never do is try to minimize their problem in any way. Say oh, you shouldn't get all worked up about that, or why are you worrying about that so much? It's nothing. Think about this type of thing. Why are you worried about that instead of this? It just makes things worse, because you begin to feel guilty for having anxiety, and it's not good for anyone involved. One thing I can suggest is helping a person kind of ground, as it were. It's a technique I've seen and I've tried a couple of times. It's not for everyone, but it's basically just kind of regaining what's going on. Look around, name 5 things you could see, 4 things you could hear, 3 things you could touch, and you keep going like that. And it basically just kind of helps you realize what's going on, this is the world around you. It's because a lot of times when you're having an anxiety attack, you could lose your grip on the basic stuff. It's as weird as it sounds, you really could. Sometimes, just being kind of a listening ear to what's going on in their minds is good enough, but sometimes people aren't going to want to talk about it. So in that case, I'd say just be on standby unless they say, leave me alone, and it's safe to leave them alone. Honestly, even in those cases, I'd say don't go too far, because you never know what could happen. But then again, a lot of this really becomes all circumstantial. I guess to sum it all up, it's don't do any sort of reaction, any sort of trying to help them without asking. Try to get to know the situation a little bit. I know it's sometimes it's a little scary, but it's important to, really be able to step back yourself and say, okay, what's happening? Is there anything I could do? And okay, I really want to emphasize, ask before you touch, because, look, I love my mom, not to throw her under the bus with this, but I used to get horrible, shaky legs in the mornings before school. I would have horrible anxiety attacks about going to school in general, and my mom would always try to, hug me or whatever, and it's I did not, if I get to the point, it's happened sometimes since then, I get to the point where I'm just having tremors, I can't be touched. That's no-go. No. Stay back. So basically just know the person, know what's going on, and think before you act. I'm hopefully going to have a little more of a better video tomorrow. This is just kind of rambling shit. I don't know. I'll see you guys.